That's high range, y'all. That's high range. And here we go. Woohoo! So these are true to height 32s down here, and we are running all these trails in high range. No problem. What's up, guys? That was just a few random clips of me testing out these gears. I've been running these for a couple months now. Big shout out to Jose, Brian, and Monster to the North, Taryn, for helping me test out these gears and getting them ready to go for you guys. I forgot to do this information when I was filming the video, so yeah, the price is going to be $349.99 for this gear reduction. It'll go on sale in a couple days. We're unloading the container like as I'm editing this video, so I'm not exactly sure when the inventory will be up there, but we do have the web page up, so you can go look at that, get all the details. Check out the TERACHE Facebook page. As soon as they're in stock, I will post on there as well. All right, guys, I do not have a riding video for this Thursday. I apologize, but I do have something better. I'm finally able to release all the information about the new gear reduction I've been working on for the G3 platform for all the G3 transmissions. So that's the XMR 700, XMR 850, XMR 1000, the 500. You can even put these in the side-by-sides like the HD7, the 700cc side-by-sides. So these gears are super sweet. Hopefully you can understand me. I do have a little bit of a cold. So yeah, bear with me on that. So first of all, why do you need these gears? Well, if you went from these puny tires that your Can-Am came with, which measure like a 29, to some bigger tires, those are the 32 Aztec XXs, you probably want to lower your gear ratio. The low range will turn them okay, but you lose a lot of the snap and the throttle response. The clutching isn't happy. And the best way to keep your clutches happy is to do a gear reduction after the belt drive. So one of the coolest things about this G3 platform, I've been saying this since I bought the XMR 700 back at the end of 2023, is it has this gear case right here on the side of the transmission. You pull out these 8mm bolts, you throw your gears in, bam, you're done. This is the easiest gear reduction to install of all time. I'll show you how to do it in a little bit in this video, like literally 10 minutes to install this gear reduction. Only tools you need, impact, 30mm socket, and a torque wrench if you're that kind of guy. If not, just use the impact. But yeah, super sweet install, and they make a huge difference because they're taking the stress off your belt. So, you know, the comment I got from Jim Garrett when he drove my XMR with the gear reduction on 32s was that it pulled harder and it wheelied better than his did on 30s. So it really gives you the torque back. So this is a 20% in the 850 or the 1000. If you put these gears in an XMR 700, it's a 40%. And if you put it in some other models, the percentage changes, right? Because Can-Am is already using this gearbox to play with ratios between models. This is the biggest gear set you're going to find. So depending on what model you have, it's a different percent reduction. Go to TERACHE.com. I've got a chart on there. You can find your model and see how much reduction you're going to get. Before we get in the install, if you want more feedback on these gears, check out some other guys' channels. Monster of the North has these gears. He's already done dyno testing with them in his machine. Jim Garrett's going to have these in a couple days. Rotax Rednecks got them on the way, and West Tennessee Mutters is also getting a set of these gears. So we sent out gears to all of our hardest core riders, you know, to get a lot of feedback for you guys. So don't take my word for it. Go check out their channels. They're going to be doing install videos and things like that. But yeah, these things are sweet. We went through a lot of different iterations, really getting the spline fitment perfect, so they installed just like factory, and they dropped right in. No grinding, no mess. Super, super sweet install. Okay, just one more thing to cover before we get into the install. What are these gears made out of? That's the first question I'm going to get. These gears are forged 4120 chromoly steel. This exceeds the OEM strength, and of course there's a lifetime warranty on these gears. Another question I've already gotten is, what does forged mean? So there's cast, there's billet, and there's forged. Forged is the strongest. It has to do with how the grains are structured within the steel alloy. When you forge them, you take your billet, you heat it up, and you use a ton of force, a huge press, to press the steel into the general shape of the gear. That's where this rough surface comes from. That's from the forging process. After that, you cut your splines, your gear teeth, your machine surfaces, and then you heat treat the gear. So these things are badass. You're not gonna have any issues with them. All right, guys, let's jump into the install. It's super simple. I've installed these gears several times now on my buddy's machines. First thing to do is pull the seat, pull this side cover here, get your engine decently clean. I've already cleaned it, so I'm just gonna take my little air blower. Now we are going inside the transmission here, so of course we want to keep everything pretty clean. Next thing to do is move this brake pedal assembly out of the way. There's two 13mm bolts and nuts. So zip those off. You got the nuts off. Done with that. You need very few tools to do this job. It is by far the easiest gear reduction I've ever had the pleasure of installing. It's even easier than the Hondas, which is just hard to believe. Okay, so get that out of the way. We got to take that spring off of the brake pedal. Just grab your diagonal cutters, get that spring out of the way. Okay, you do not need to open up the brake system. There's enough slack where you can take this and just kind of pull it over this way, and that's enough space. That's all you got to do to get it out of the way. Next, we got to remove a couple zip ties. So this zip tie right here is mounted to the cover we're removing. Some machines also have a zip tie right here. So cut those two zip ties and push your wire harness back here out of the way so that's not interfering with anything. Next, you need an 8mm socket and an extension and a small impact. And we're going to zip out all of these small bolts that hold the cover on. I like to use a little 1/4-inch wobble extension. It lets me get on all the bolts nice and square. Super easy. All right, now we're done with that tool for a minute. Let's get all of our hardware out of the way. There is a gasket behind here. I've had good luck reusing this gasket. It's been reused probably 5 times now as I've been testing different gears and then removing the gears and inspecting them for wear and all that stuff. This poor transmission's been apart about 1,000,000 times. So you can reuse the gasket or you can purchase a new one. It's up to you. Then just kind of grab your cover and wiggle it and take it off. The gear oil is going to dump out, so make sure you have a drain pan down there. I've drilled a couple holes in my skid plate at this point to help it drain straight into the pan. Set the cover up there out of the way. Now we're going to remove the bottom gear. It helps to go to neutral at this point, so shift to neutral. And your bottom gear will slide right off. That's your OEM Can-Am bottom gear. So we'll set that over here. And then the top gear, you can see, is held on with this 30mm nut. So go to park, grab your gear, turn it, make sure you're in park. 1/2-inch impact, 30mm socket. Zip that off. Now there is some Loctite on the thread, so it'll feel a little bit tight. So we need to clean that off before we go back together and add some fresh Loctite, of course. And this gear right here usually just slides right off. Yep, it can be a little stuck if some Loctite gets on there. If it is stuck, you can use a 3-jaw puller maybe, but what I usually do, I just remove the gasket, take a pry bar, pry on the gear slightly while I tap the transmission shaft with a rubber mallet or a brass mallet, and it pops right off. It's not really supposed to be an interference fit. It should slide right off. So there's your OEM top gear. We'll set that over here. Now we are ready to put in our TERACHE gears. And yes, it's literally this easy. So this gear slides right on like factory. This gear slides right on like factory. Really not bad. But what you really should do is put the top gear on first, torque it down, then install the bottom gear. So I'm going to pause the video now. I'm going to get some carburetor cleaner and clean up the Loctite off these threads on both sides and put some fresh blue Loctite on it, and then I'll show you the torquing procedure. Ready, we got the nut cleaned up, got some fresh Loctite applied to the threads. I just use blue Loctite here. That's what Can-Am had on there. You could use red if you're paranoid, but I've been using blue for a while and haven't had any issues. So this is not a left-hand thread nut or anything crazy like that, which is nice. So I just go ahead and get it mostly snug down with the impact. And then we're going to switch to torque wrench. Torque spec in the manual, which was really hard to find a manual for a machine this new, is 147 foot-pounds. So got to be pretty tight. So you got a transmission in park. Go to get that click. All right, she's torqued. At this point, throw in your bottom gear. The TERACHE labels face out if you're confused about which way the gears go in. It should be pretty obvious to the way they line up. And of course, the gears drop in with 0 grinding required and everything fits good. It is normal for this bottom shaft to be a little bit loose when the cover is off. This bottom bearing is what fully supports your bevel gear shaft. So at this point, you're ready to throw on this gear cover and go ride. It's literally that easy. Make sure to remember to put oil back in your sub-transmission. It is kind of tricky. You're filling up this void in the transmission, so pour the oil in there kind of slow. Okay, so make sure that your gasket is sitting on the 2 alignment pins. That'll keep everything real sweet for you. And then the cover, just kind of wiggle it, and it'll go right on. Super easy, way easier than the Hondas. You don't have to line up 12 different things while you're putting the cover on. All these bolts are the same length, which is also pretty sweet. This same procedure works for the XMR 700, and the side-by-sides are pretty similar. They use the same style transmission, the 700cc side-by-sides. Obviously, it's a little harder to get to because, well, there's more stuff around it because it's a side-by-side. When you torque these down, do your normal star pattern type thing. This is a really powerful little Milwaukee impact, so I have it set on setting number 2, not to over torque these small fasteners. All right, that's torqued. Now at this point, it is easier to put fluid into the transmission while the brake pedal is still out of the way. You can do it once it's in there, but it's easier to get to this plug. This is a 15 millimeter. All right, we got the cover back on. The torque spec on these 8 millimeter bolts is 9 foot-pounds. And the oil capacity of the transmission is about half a quart. I usually try to go for like 0.6 quarts. The manual calls for 75-140 Can-Am oil or an equivalent GL5 rated 75-140. Probably smartest just to use the Can-Am oil. I've usually found that to be the best with their transmission, but gear oil is kind of gear oil, so you know, any 75-140 will be fine with our gears. Of course, don't forget to put the zip tie back through here that holds all these wires from bouncing around. But yeah, guys, that's it. Just got to fill it with oil, put the plastic fill cap back in. Be careful with these things. They like to strip out. Be very careful not to cross thread this cap. It's a 15 millimeter wrench on here. Do not use an impact on this. One last tip, when you're filling up this gear case, it does take a while for the fluid to flow into the main cavity. So make sure you go slow and you get at least half a quart in here. I have seen people not fill up these gear cases completely. I've actually seen these machines new from Can-Am low on oil, so be careful on that. And just to fully wrap up the install, let's put this zip tie back on here through the little plastic holder. Get those tires secured. Get those wires secured just like factory. Trim the tail. Okay, now we got to put our brake master cylinder. Get that bolted back to the frame. Both these bolts are the same length. And then we've got nuts on the back side. And of course, one of my other nuts fell, so I got to find that. Here it is. And just hit that with our impact. These don't need to be crazy tight. These new little Milwaukees are super overkill power. I've been having to be a little more careful since I switched to the new generation tool. Okay, and the last thing to do is put our spring on. All right, we're good to go. She's ready to rip. With these gears, this thing wheelies in high range on these 32s, absolutely no problem. It skims great. And of course, just to put a plug in for Monster of the North, I've got his map tuner plugged in right here. That is the other best mod you should do if you have an 850 for sure, to get it to 1000 power levels. But even if you have a 1000, his tune gives you a lot of benefits. I found that this combination with these gears and that tune makes these 32s feel like these stock, 29 very mild mud tires. So really wakes the machine up and makes it feel like a factory quad, and the clutches will thank you. This reduces the wear on the clutches. The coolest thing about the G3 is with the G2, the only way to get lower gears like this was to do a clutch kit, which costs, $2,000. Then you have to get the clutches tuned, and the clutches are high maintenance. Gears never wear out. So you just throw these gears in here, there's zero maintenance, you forget about them, and you just ride. Again, this is a bigger gear reduction in a 700. My buddy Brian's got these exact gears in his XMR 700, and it is effectively turning 32XXs or the 33 Aztec XLs, no problem. And the clutches are much happier. So this is a great mod for anyone with these G3 platforms that went to a larger tire size. Next video I'll be doing is putting these in a HD7 UTV, either probably the Commander or Defender or something like that. But the ATV is super easy to install. I think you guys just saw it took me less than 10 minutes, and I was doing a lot of talking. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully that video was helpful for you. Putting the OEM gears back in this box so I can hold on to these if I ever need to go back to stock gearing for some reason. Super sweet. If you guys have any questions, please comment below or check out the TERACHE website. I've got all the information on there. So your questions will probably be answered just by checking out the page on this. Link in the description for these gears. And again, if you want more information, check out all the other G3 YouTubers. I tried to find most of them and get them a set of gears to get you guys as much feedback as possible. I think you're really gonna like this mod. It works awesome with the Monsters of the North tune. I'm working on axles for the G3. That's the TERACHE HD axle right there. Got a couple of different guys testing these. They've been working great. No issues so far. So we're gonna take these axles apart, inspect them for wear. As long as everything looks good, we're gonna put them into production, and I'll have the axles soon for the XMR 1850 and the 700. And of course, those fit all the other models as a huge upgrade because only the XMR 51000 got the big axles from Can-Am.